Under a blazing sun, the burning lands stretch, a desolate expanse where the air shimmers with oppressive heat. The horizon wavers, distorted by the relentless heat rising from the scorched earth. Dark buildings stand as stark silhouettes, defying the fiery sky in this forsaken place. The town is sparsely populated, each structure a lonely sentinel against the heat. Figures move with slow, deliberate steps, conserving every drop of precious energy. Every gesture is measured, a testament to survival in this crucible of the burning lands. Arcane lights flicker, casting eerie shadows across the Ashen Root Market, a beacon in the desert night. The stalls stand in stark contrast to the oppressive heat, a chill radiating from within the darkened heart of the market. An unnatural cold clings to the air, a palpable sense of unease permeating the shadowed alleys. Blackened wood forms the market's entrance sign, its letters obscured by soot and the relentless passage of time. Dancing shadows play across the aged wood, hinting at the mysteries and dangers hidden within. The barely legible sign whispers tales of forgotten rituals and the strange wares traded in this unholy place. Inside the Ashen Root Market, the air hangs heavy with exotic scents, a symphony of the strange and unsettling. Kale, a cynical half-orc, wipes sweat as he wrestles with a crate of fiery dragon peppers. Nearby, Lyra, a sharp-eyed rogue, meticulously arranges cuts of salamander meat, her focus intense. The market buzzes with twilight activity, where shadows dance among the shelves. Each breath here is an adventure, a daring taste of the unknown. In the Ashen Root Market stockroom, the air is heavy with herbs and spices. Gorok, a hulking tiefling, looms over the bustling night crew. His silent presence commands attention, a mountain amidst activity. Gorok's gaze sweeps across the scene, assessing every detail. His deep voice cuts through the noise. The bi-weekly inventory audit is of utmost importance. Each word hangs in the air, a stark reminder of his authority. The market air is thick, heavy with the scent of sawdust, herbs, and an undercurrent of the reptilian. Flickering gas lamps cast long, dancing shadows down a crowded aisle, teeming with strange figures. Kale grimaces, wiping sweat from his brow. Ugh, this heat is unbearable. He eyes the crowd with disdain. I swear, half of them look like they crawled out of a bog. Lyra grins, undeterred. Relax, Kale. Maybe we can find a discount dragon scale for my next lock-picking kit. Kyle enters the fermented grains aisle, rows of neatly stacked bags promising nourishment and comfort. His face twists in disbelief as he beholds a grotesque transformation, the familiar replaced by the alien. Pulsing, iridescent fungal sacs have usurped the grains, an unnatural rhythm throbbing within them. A mixture of disgust and confusion contorts Kale's features as he confronts the unsettling display. The throbbing sacs pulsate, casting eerie shadows that dance with Kale's mounting unease. Fluorescent lights cast a stark glow on the Ashen Root Market stockroom, illuminating shelves overflowing with odd ingredients. Kale points to a shimmering vial, his brow furrowed with concern. Sir, this vial, it's exhibiting dimensional instability. Gorok dismisses Kyle's concerns, scrawling on the label. Dimensional shift. Acceptable spoilage. Kyle, bewildered, asks, Acceptable spoilage, sir? But what does that mean? Gorok replies flatly. It means we still sell it. In the dimly lit Ashen Root Market, Lyra's rogue training is evident in her agile movements through the crowded stalls. Behind a stack of crates, Lyra discovers a hidden, brass-bound chiller, its presence a secret whispered in the shadows. The air shimmers around the chiller, a visual anomaly hinting at the potent arcane wards protecting its contents. Latent power hums, a subtle vibration felt only by those sensitive to magic, marking the chiller as something extraordinary. Lyra pauses, her senses alert, recognizing the significance of her find within the bustling market's hidden depths. The chiller's door swings open, revealing rows of vacuum-sealed packages. Harsh fluorescent lights illuminate the labels. Exotic cuts. A closer look reveals the chilling truth. Humanoid organs, pristine and cold. Lyra recoils, her face a mask of horror and disbelief in the refrigerated air. In the dim aisle of the Ashen Root Market, Lyra gestures emphatically, her eyes gleaming with excitement. Kale approaches with polite skepticism, his expression a mask of doubt as he joins Lyra. He glances dismissively at the object Lyra presents, unimpressed by her enthusiasm. Leaning in, Kale examines the labels closely, his skepticism slowly giving way to dawning horror. His face pales as the information sinks in, the weight of the discovery hitting him hard. Flickering gas lamps cast eerie shadows down the narrow aisle, illuminating strange herbs and dried roots at the Ash and Root Market. The air hangs heavy, a potent mix of earth, smoke, and something indefinably ancient filling the senses. Two figures huddle amidst the overflowing stalls, their faces etched with worry in the dim light. They speak in hushed tones, their words lost in the market's murmuring symphony of secrets. A sense of urgency permeates the scene, as if a hidden danger lurks within the market's bustling heart. Kale and Lyra step out of the bustling market, the sounds of bartering fading behind them. The oppressive heat of the burning lands hits them like a physical weight, heavier now than before. Sweat beads on their foreheads as the relentless sun casts long, distorted shadows around them. A silent exchange of worried glances passes between Kale and Lyra, unspoken fears hanging in the air. The air shimmers with heat, blurring the horizon and adding to their growing sense of unease. They clutch their meager supplies, the vast, unforgiving landscape stretching before them, a daunting challenge. In his sparsely furnished apartment, Kale nervously paces. Lyra carefully examines a hand-drawn map. The map depicts the layout of the market, sketched purely from her memory. Kale stops pacing briefly, his brow furrowed with worry. Lyra's expression is focused as she traces a finger along a route on the map. Inside Kale's dimly lit apartment, Lyra points intently at a detailed map, her finger tracing potential paths. The map reveals fungal sac locations, marked ominously near the market's main support beams. Chiller locations are also highlighted, scattered strategically to maximize their chilling effect. Lyra's focused expression hints at the gravity of their mission. The map, a silent guide in the night. Lyra's hideout overflows with lockpicking tools and stolen artifacts, each whispering untold stories in the dim light. Beneath a single lamp's glow, Lyra hunches over a table, surrounded by maps and shadows. Arcane symbols fill the table, their secrets veiled in mystery. Her brow is furrowed in fierce concentration as she studies the complex wards. She's determined to unlock the secrets inscribed on the chiller. In Lyra's hideout, candlelight flickers, casting eerie shadows across stacks of ancient books. Lyra delicately turns the brittle pages of an ancient tome, her brow furrowed in concentration. Her fingers trace faded ink, seeking hidden knowledge within the weathered script. She finds a passage, dimensional anchors needing compatible pairs for stability. A glimmer of understanding sparks in her eyes, a new path unfolding in the dim light. Amidst the bustling Ash and Root Market, Kale and Lyra move with guarded tension, their eyes constantly scanning the shadows. Each footstep is measured, each glance fleeting, as they navigate the crowded stalls, avoiding Gorok's looming presence. The air is thick with the scent of exotic spices and unseen dangers fueling their unease. Their hands remain close to their sides, ready to react, their senses heightened by the oppressive atmosphere. Every shadow seems to conceal a potential threat, every whisper a possible warning as they continue their work. Deep within the Ashen Root Market stockroom, shadows dance, concealing secrets in every corner. Hidden in the darkness, Gorok lurks, a silent observer with eyes that pierce through the gloom. His gaze, sharp and intense, betrays a deep-seated suspicion, a silent question hanging in the air. The dim light catches the glint in Gorok's black eyes, revealing a predator watching its prey. Unseen, unheard, he remains a sentinel of the shadows, guarding the secrets of the stockroom. Kale navigates the ash and root market's dimly lit aisle, the air thick with the scent of strange herbs and earthy goods. A clumsy stumble sends crates shifting, their rough wood scraping against the stone floor. A hidden space is revealed, momentarily exposing a secret world behind the market's facade. Nimble goblin hands work feverishly in the shadows, their furtive movements cloaked in mystery. The details of their task remain obscured, leaving Kale with a tantalizing glimpse into the unknown. Amidst the bustling ash and root market, goblins furtively hide something. Kale catches a glimpse. They're handling brine from fungal sacks. A secret transaction unfolds in the market's shadowy aisle. The goblins' hurried actions betray a hidden agenda. The ash and root market at night, dimly lit, shadows dance, and the air is thick with the scent of herbs and magic. Kael and Lyra move deeper into the market, their figures silhouetted against the faint light. Determination is etched on their faces as they navigate through the crowded stalls. Forgotten magic lingers in the air, adding to the market's mysterious ambiance. Shadows stretch long and distorted, obscuring the edges of the market. Kael and Lyra press on, their purpose driving them through the mystical labyrinth. The ash and root market sleeps, cloaked in an eerie, late-night silence. From the depths of the stockroom, Gorok appears, his silhouette stark against the dim light. The goblin night crew follows, their eyes gleaming in the shadows as they enter the deserted market. A palpable tension hangs in the air, the silence amplifying their every move. In the dim light of the ash and root market, shadows cling to every corner as Kael and Lyra observe. Under the cloak of night, Gorok and the goblins begin their grim ritual. They smear the viscous brine from fungal sacks, tainting the market's main support beams. Each stroke is deliberate, a dark sacrament performed in the heart of the sleeping market. Kael and Lyra watch, unseen, as the market's fate is sealed with fungal corruption. The ash and root market slumbers, shadows stretch long, and the silence is broken only by the creaks of old wood. Floorboards groan, warp and buckle under unseen pressure, hinting at an unnatural force at play. A metallic tang invades the air, the sharp scent of ozone mixing with the earthy aroma of roots. The market, once a haven, now feels like a charged trap waiting for the inevitable spark. The market air, heavy with damp earth and decay, chills Lyra to the bone. Condensation clings to runic carvings as Lyra traces them with a gloved finger. A flickering bulb casts long, distorted shadows, heightening the market's eerie stillness. Lyra whispers, her voice echoing softly. The harvest requires a compatible pair, sustained by the soil's despair. Late night in the ash and root market, shadows deepen, and the air hangs heavy with unspoken menace. Gorok slowly turns, his black eyes burning with an infernal glow, a predator sighting its prey. A sinister smile stretches across Gorok's face, promising danger and dark intentions. "Welcome, Kael and Lyra," Gorok whispers, his voice a chilling caress in the night. Flickering torchlight dances across the ashen root market, casting long shadows that deepen the night. Gorok, a hulking figure etched with scars, emerges from the gloom, his presence dominating the space. He brandishes a massive, jagged cleaver, the steel glinting menacingly under the dim light. Gorok's voice rumbles through the market. "Your service to the market is complete." Amidst the ashen root market's late-night gloom, Kael and Lyra exchange a profound, silent look. The air is heavy, a palpable stench of decay mingling with an undercurrent of deeper, unknown dread. Flickering gas lamps cast eerie, elongated shadows, dancing ominously across the deserted stalls. Their faces, pale and drawn, reflect the sinister light, hinting at a mounting horror. A horrifying truth begins to dawn. a chilling awareness creeping into their minds. The horrifying realization sends a shiver down their spines, a silent scream trapped in their throats. In the dim, late-night ash and root market, Kale's rusty sword screeches as he draws it, readying for battle. Lyra swiftly draws her daggers, the moonlight catching the glint of their deadly edges. Back to back, Kale and Lyra share a silent, resolute understanding in the face of looming danger. They stand firm, prepared to fight for their lives as the shadows of the market close in around them. Late night at the Ash and Root Market. Shadows dance with the flickering lamplight, creating an eerie stage for the drama. Gorok explodes into motion, lunging at Kale with a cleaver raised high, a glint of madness in his eyes. The cleaver whistles menacingly through the air, a harbinger of violence in the tense stillness. Kale, caught off guard, throws up his arms in a desperate attempt to block the incoming blow. Steel meets steel with a deafening clang, the sound echoing through the deserted market, amplifying the danger. Sparks fly as the two figures clash, their struggle silhouetted against the dim light, a dance of survival. In the dimly lit Ash and Root Market, Lyra moves with frenzied energy, a whirlwind of motion against the night. Daggers flash in her hands, each strike aimed with precision, yet meeting only resistance. Gorok stands firm, an immovable mountain, his thick hide deflecting each desperate attack. Lyra's frustration mounts as her efforts prove futile against her formidable opponent. The market watches, silent and still, as the dance of futility continues under the veil of late night. The Ash and Root Market is steeped in the heavy scent of damp soil and exotic herbs, the air thick with anticipation. Flickering lamplight casts long, dancing shadows, creating an eerie, unsettling atmosphere. A swarm of goblins descends upon Kale and Lyra, their numbers a daunting threat in the dim light. Small in stature, the goblins' eyes gleam with malice, reflecting their intent to overwhelm the pair. Kale and Lyra stand back to back, bracing themselves against the relentless goblin horde. The air crackles with tension as the goblins close in, a battle for survival about to erupt. In the chaotic Ash and Root Market, Kael, a giant among goblins, stands defiant against the swarming horde. His powerful swings send goblins flying, a whirlwind of fury amidst the market's debris. Each goblin felled is instantly replaced, their numbers seemingly endless, a green tide against Kale. His makeshift club cracks against bone and wood, the sounds lost in the market's cacophony. The sheer number of goblins starts to take its toll, slowing Kale's relentless assault. Despite his waning strength, a fierce determination burns in his eyes, a refusal to yield. Flickering lamplight dances across the chaotic Ash and Root Market as Lyra surveys the scene, shadows stretching like grasping fingers. Lyra's gaze sharpens, realization dawning in her eyes. The key to Gorok's defeat lies within this very place. Her eyes dart upwards, tracing the massive support beams that crisscross the market ceiling, the structure's backbone. A determined glint ignites in Lyra's eyes as she focuses on the beams, understanding Gorok's connection to them. "We need to disable the support beams," Lyra declares, her voice cutting through the market's din, unveiling her plan. "That's how we weaken Gorok's connection to the market," she finishes, her gaze unwavering, conviction ringing in her tone. Chaos erupts in the Ash and Root Market, shrouded in the gloom of late night. Lyra throws a smoke bomb, a desperate act that fills the air with swirling gray. Confusion reigns as vendors and patrons alike cough, blinded by the sudden cloud. Seizing her chance, Lyra races through the disarray, a figure of determination. Her target, the market support beams, looming large in the smoky haze. In the Ash and Root Market, shadows lengthen, and Lyra's figure emerges, a silhouette against the dim, late-night backdrop. With daggers glinting in the scarce light, Lyra begins her desperate work, hacking at the market's vital support beams. Each strike echoes in the empty market, a race against time as she strains to sever the ancient connections. Splinters fly as Lyra's focused intensity fills the scene, the fate of the market hanging on her every precise movement. In the Ashen Root Market, Gorok's face twists in fury, realizing Lyra's defiance. A primal roar erupts from Gorok, shaking the late-night market to its core. With a brutal shove, Gorok sends Kyle sprawling, a mere obstacle in his path. Gorok charges towards Lyra, a storm of rage unleashed. The market stalls tremble before Gorok's unrestrained fury. Lyra braces for the inevitable clash, her eyes reflecting Gorok's rage. Late night at the Ashen Root Market. Shadows lengthen, and tension fills the air. Gorok advances toward Lyra, his intentions shadowed in his eyes. A sudden burst of motion disrupts the scene. Kyle tackles Gorok, a desperate intervention to protect Lyra. They crash to the ground, a tangle of limbs and desperation. The fate of Lyra hangs in the balance as the two figures grapple fiercely. Lyra strains against the unyielding wood, her muscles screaming in protest as she fights to sever the support beam. With a final desperate surge, the ancient wood groans, then snaps, echoing through the silent market. The entire Ashen Root Market shakes violently, a symphony of destruction as stalls rattle and debris rains down. Dust and shadows dance in the dim light as the market threatens to collapse, her actions unleashing chaos. In the Ashen Root Market, Gorok's infernal glow begins to fade, his power waning in the late night. Weakening, Gorok struggles to maintain his grip on Kale, his fiery essence dimming. The market stalls cast long shadows as Gorok's hold falters, his strength visibly diminishing. Kale remains captive. Gorok's fading light a stark contrast to the surrounding darkness. The Ashen Root Market pulses with strange herbs and glowing fungi under the veil of late night. Kyle spots his opening amidst the crowded stalls, his eyes gleaming with grim resolve. A rusty sword flashes in the dim, ethereal light, cutting through the still night air. Kale lunges forward with a desperate cry, his blade aimed with deadly intent. The cold steel finds its mark, piercing through flesh and bone as Gorok falls. Silence descends upon the market as the gravity of Kale's violent act settles. Gorok collapses, a thunderous thud shaking the Ashen Root Market, his massive form crashing onto the cobblestones. The cleaver slips from his fingers, clattering loudly, a symbol of his sudden brutal defeat. Panic erupts among the Goblin Knight crew. Their shrill cries pierce the night as they witness their leader's fall. Terror grips the market as the goblins scatter, fleeing through the deserted stalls, their shadows swallowed by the darkness. Under dim market lights, Kale and Lyra stand wearily over Gorok's lifeless form, their faces etched with exhaustion. Wounds mar their bodies, grim testament to the fierce battle. The vibrant stalls of the Ashen Root Market are now cast in eerie silence, the aftermath of violence. Shadows stretch, long and distorted, adding to the scene's unsettling quiet. A faint breeze whispers through the deserted stalls, carrying the scent of herbs and spilled blood. The stillness amplifies the weight of their actions, a heavy burden settling upon Kale and Lyra. Warped floorboards groan softly under unseen weight, each creak echoing in the unsettling silence of the Ashen Root Market. The air hangs heavy, thick with the cloying scent of ozone, an almost electric tang that prickles the nostrils. A metallic taste of copper clings to the back of the throat, adding to the market's bizarre atmosphere. Eerie silence blankets the market, amplifying the unsettling creaks and groans of its warped architecture. Every shadow seems to writhe. Every corner hides a secret in this warped reality. The market stands as a twisted testament to an unnatural world, its very structure whispering of decay and alteration. Dawn breaks over the burning lands, painting the scorched earth in hues of orange and red. Kale and Lyra emerge from the market, silhouettes against the rising Sunday. Long, distorted shadows stretch behind them, a stark reminder of the desolation. The oppressive heat, a constant torment, momentarily lessens its grip. A faint breeze stirs the ashes, carrying with it the scent of smoke and despair. They pause, their faces etched with determination, ready to face another day in this desolate realm. In the dawn's dim light, they cast a final glance at the market, a sense of disquiet painting their faces. A heavy sense of unease settles, lingering like a shadow over the burning lands. They know they have stopped Gorok, a victory tinged with the market's dark secret. The market's secrets still smolder, casting long shadows despite Gorok's defeat. Uncertainty hangs in the air, as palpable as the smoke rising from the desolate landscape. Dawn breaks over the burning lands, painting the desolate landscape in hues of fire and ash. Long shadows stretch like grasping fingers across the scorched earth, a testament to a forgotten blaze. Against the fiery horizon, a lone figure appears, her silhouette stark against the desolation. Lyra's gaze sweeps across the barren expanse, a silent question etched on her face. Her voice, carried by the wind, breaks the silence. "I wonder what happened to the others." A haunting echo lingers as she speaks of the missing, the exotic cuts, lost to the flames. Dawn breaks over the burning lands, the sky stained a bruised orange with smoke and ash. The sun struggles to pierce the haze, casting long, distorted shadows across the ravaged landscape. Kale's grim face emerges from the gloom, his eyes reflecting the burning horizon. Ash settles on Kale's armor as he surveys the devastation. "We need to get as far away from the town as possible," Kale says, his voice urgent against the backdrop of destruction. The wind carries whispers of the fallen town, a haunting reminder of what has been lost. Dawn breaks over the burning lands, painting the horizon with streaks of fiery orange and sullen gray. Figures emerge, silhouettes against the awakening light, their backs turned to the horrors they leave behind. They walk away from the smoldering remains of the ash and root market. Each step carries them further from the haunting memories etched into the scorched earth. The air is thick with the acrid smell of burnt offerings and unspoken traumas. Ahead, the desolate landscape stretches endlessly, promising both peril and a chance for renewal. Kale and Lyra step into the burning lands, their silhouettes stark against the desolate horizon, their future unknown. A furnace wind whips around them, carrying whispers of ash and despair across the barren landscape. In the distance, the ash and root market looms, a dark omen in the shimmering heat. Its silent buildings hide a dark secret, promising danger to those who dare to approach. The air crackles with tension, the weight of their uncertain destiny pressing down on Kale and Lyra.